In a small village, there lived a group of animals, and this village was ruled by a kind lion. One day, news spread that the ruler had fallen ill, so the animals decided to visit him. The village doctors gathered around, trying to treat him. In the end, one of the doctors said, "It is a coma caused by fatigue, and we have no cure for it here. We must retrieve the healing herb from Snow Mountain." The deputy governor replied, "Okay, we will send someone to get it." The doctor added, "We should send the fastest and smallest of us because, as you know, the bigger animals cannot enter Snow Mountain. The mountain ghosts might discover them and kill them." A small tortoise spoke from afar, "I will go and bring it." Everyone laughed at his words. The doctor said, "I mentioned the fastest animal, and you are the slowest." Then the rabbit spoke up, "I will bring this herb. Just tell me where it is on Snow Mountain." The doctor explained, "It is inside a cave at the top of the mountain. When you get there, you'll see the cave's entrance from below because of its size. But be careful, the mountain ghost must not see you." The rabbit confidently said, "Don't worry, I'll return with the herb in just a few minutes." 2 days passed. The rabbit set off towards Snow Mountain, while the animals went about their day, working and hunting. Meanwhile, the little tortoise, determined to prove that intelligence is sometimes better than speed, decided to head to the mountain himself. The tortoise walked toward the forest river. When he arrived, he searched for a piece of wood to float on, so he could ride the river's current, allowing the water to carry him swiftly downstream. After walking a bit further, the rabbit found a carrot field. The carrots looked delicious, and he thought, "I'll eat some carrots and rest for a while. I've been running a lot." The rabbit entered the field, began picking carrots, and ate until he was so full that he couldn't move. He said to himself, "I'll sleep for a bit, and when I wake up, I'll run even faster to make up for lost time." Meanwhile, the water had carried the tortoise to the end of the forest, where he found himself in front of the snowy mountain path. Though the mountain was still far, he continued to walk, doing his best to increase his pace. Suddenly, he heard a strange sound coming from between some rocks. He followed the noise and discovered a huge bird, groaning in pain. The tortoise approached and asked, "What's wrong?" The bird replied, "My leg is stuck between two rocks, and I can't pull it out." The tortoise said, "I'll help you." Using his strong back, the tortoise pushed one of the rocks. It was a tough task, but his determination to succeed kept him going. After several attempts, the bird was able to free his leg. The bird soared into the sky, returning moments later to thank the tortoise. "Thank you, kind tortoise, for saving me." The tortoise humbly responded, "I only did my duty." Curious, the bird asked the tortoise where he was headed. When the tortoise told him about his quest for the healing herb, the bird said, "Climb onto my back. I'll fly you close to the mountain, though I can't take you to the top. The mountain ghost would spot me." The tortoise climbed onto the bird's back, and together they flew toward the mountain. Meanwhile, the rabbit awoke from his sleep, glanced at the sky, and realized, "I've slept too long. I must continue my mission." Looking at the carrot field, he decided to gather some carrots to take with him, reasoning, "They're so delicious, I might not find them again on my way back." He collected a large pile, but the weight of the carrots slowed him down. Yet, he refused to drop even one, bearing the heavy load as he trudged towards Snow Mountain. The bird flew the tortoise to a spot near the mountain. "From here, you can reach the top quickly. Do you see that black dot up there? That's the cave you're looking for." The tortoise thanked the bird, saying, "I appreciate your help." The bird replied, "Thank me when you return. I'll be waiting here to take you back to your village." Determined, the tortoise set off for the mountain. As night fell and the rabbit, now exhausted, stopped again to rest and eat more carrots, the tortoise began his climb. He moved carefully, hiding in the trees so that the mountain ghosts wouldn't spot him. He was tired and tempted to rest, but an inner voice reminded him, "You'll rest when you complete your mission and return with the healing herb." After hours of climbing, the tortoise reached the entrance of the cave. Overcome with joy, he forgot all his fatigue. The rabbit, who had overslept yet again, finally reached the base of the mountain around midnight. Looking up, he said, "At last, I've arrived. Now, I just need to rest a little before climbing." The tortoise entered the cave, searched for the herb, and found it. His joy and determination pushed him to move faster. After exiting the cave, he found a piece of wood to use as a sled, allowing him to slide down the mountain at an incredible speed. He reached the bottom in no time, where the bird was waiting for him. "What a fast turtle you are!" the bird laughed. The tortoise smiled, thanking the bird before climbing onto his back for the return flight to the village. Meanwhile, the rabbit finally reached the cave, but after searching for hours, he couldn't find the herb. Disappointed, he decided to return to the village to report that the herb was missing. After a full day's journey, the rabbit arrived back at the village. To his surprise, he found the villagers celebrating, with joy and laughter filling the air. Confused, he asked one of the animals, "What's going on? Why is everyone so happy?" The animal replied, "The ruler has been cured. His health has returned." The rabbit, hearing this, thought, "Well, if he's already cured, there's no point in worrying about the herb." He headed toward the ruler's house, intending to congratulate him and tell exaggerated tales of his adventure to impress the villagers. But when the rabbit arrived, he saw the tortoise sitting next to the ruler, wearing a hero's medal around his neck. The ruler asked, "Where have you been, fast rabbit, and where is the healing herb?" The rabbit lowered his head in shame and replied, "I couldn't find it, my lord. I searched everywhere in the cave, but it wasn't there." The ruler smiled and said, "How could you have found it when the brave tortoise already retrieved it before you?" The villagers laughed at the rabbit, while the tortoise beamed with happiness. Then the village's wise elders stood up and said, "My lord, speed is not always the key to success. What truly matters is being smart and prepared to complete the task." And that is exactly what our hero, the little tortoise, has shown us.